The World Series of Poker $600 double stack event. Expecting a field of 3,000 to 4,000, 6 figures up top. We've never won 6 figures in 14 years of professional poker playing. I think it's about time. One hand at a time. Don't worry about who's the chip lead. Don't worry about how many people I gotta beat. All that matters is the number of blinds and how I play my hands. First decision is pre-flop, good solid pre-flop ranges, and then navigating post-flop. That's the tougher part. Let's make good decisions and bag up, make it to day 2 in this 600 double stack at the World Series of Poker. Walking through the Rio, and you guessed it,
Hollywood here.
we found some viewers.
Hi, Hollywood here with the famous guy Jet right here, WSOP. How are you guys? Hope we ran good today.
Cash transaction, 15% of main event. Oh man, YouTube.
What's going on?
Pretty depressing series so far, but once again, meeting fans of the vlog always makes me feel a little bit better. We're here with Coog MJ.
Boski, best vlog in poker.
Anaheim, South Korea, which is outside of Seoul, engaged and the proud father of 1 child. He's a former musician who took up poker.
With blinds at 200, 300, 300, 65-year-old Caucasian male's under the gun +1, and he limps. I'm in the cutoff with King Jack of diamonds. I make it 1,200. Action folds back around to heavy calls. Flop comes King, Queen, 5, 2 spades. Good flop for us. He checks, I bet 1,200, he calls. The turn is a 7, it's offsuit, another great card. He checks, it's time to go for some value. Charges flush draws, straight draws, Queen X type hands. I bet 3,000 and he calls. The turn is a 9 of hearts. Pretty good card for us unless he has specifically Jack 10, King 9, or Queen 9 suited. We're still good. Previously he checked in flow quickly in under a second. This time he takes about 10 to 15 seconds, and you know what he does. He leads right out into me. 10,000 chips. He's repping the Jack 10, maybe 2 pair. What do we do with King Jack? Would he ever take this line with the missed flush draw? I don't think so. I put in the fold, and he does not show or entertain talking to me. I'll get some info from him later. With blinds at 200, 400, 400, I'm in middle position with Ace King offsuit, my favorite hand. I make it 1,000. Folds to the same 65-year-old Caucasian male on the button, and he makes it 4,000. He's got us covered. We have 30,000 behind, just under 100 blinds. What do we do here? Give him the warm 4-ball or just flat? We got to respect our elders. We put in the call. The flop comes Jack 7-4. I check. He bets 5,000. And sometimes you just got to give a man credit for Jacks plus, and we fold. Could have went broke. Might have dodged a bullet. That's discipline. With blinds at 200, 400, 400, it's 10-handed. I'm under the gun with Ace Jack offsuit. Probably a fold, but table's pretty soft. I think I can get away with an open here. I make it 1,000. Under the gun +1 puts in the call. Folds to the cutoff. Who puts out 2 1K chips? What the hell's going on? He just min-raised 2 people? I tell him, this isn't limit. What are you doing? When it folds back to me, he goes, oh no, I called the 2K. He thought someone opened for 2K. He's a viewer of the vlog. We're gonna be nice to him. So I just put in the call. I don't think he's angling. Probably should 3-bet here and really rep strength under the gun. But I call, other guy calls, 3 ways to a flop. Flop comes. 8, 8, 7 rainbow. Checks around, turns a jack. Great card for us. I bet 3,300. Guy in my left folds. And original fake min 3-better puts in the call. Still think we're good here. King on the river. I decided to go for some thin value. 4,400, small in relation to the pot, but mentally it's more than 3,300. He does put in the call and says, do you have an 8? I show Ace Jack and he shows King Jack. Nice run out Lee Jones, and we lose another pot. With blinds at 200, 400, action folds to the small blind, a 30 to 50-year-old Asian male, makes it 1,000. We have 18,000 or so to start the hand, and king, queen offsuit. Could 3-bet this to like 3,500, but don't really want to call a jam. Probably won't come to that, but I think it's better just to be more disguised, keep his dominated kings and stuff in his range. We just put in the call. Flop comes Jack 10, 4, and he checks. Good sign for us. I think we need to either try to win the pot now or build it in case we hit our nut straight. So I bet 1,200. He check calls. At this point, I'm putting him on a hand like 10x, ace king, ace queen. The turn brings a queen. We now have top pair and open-ended to the nuts. Now he thinks about it and leads out 3,000. What's he repping? King 9, 9-8, ace queen, ace king. I think our hand's a little too strong to fold just now. We call again in position, 3,000 chips. The river's a 4, pairing the board. And he puts us to the test. He shoves all in for 30,000. I have about 12,000 behind.
175. We have a 275.
What do you guys do here? Do I call it off with top pair king kicker? I think about it, and I can't really think of many hands he's turning into a bluff. He could be value betting queen 10, ace queen's pretty thin, ace king for sure, king 9, all slam dunk value shoves. So I eventually just fold. And he says, if you had me beat, you would have called, indicating he wasn't bluffing. So that's good. Big fold, and we lose some more chips. With blinds at 300, 500, 500, we're 10-handed. 55-year-old Caucasian male makes it 1,100 under the gun. Action folds to us on the button. I have ace queen offsuit. Do I really want to 3-bet call off ace queen against an under the gun open? No, I don't. Let's play a pot in position. I put in the call, and the blinds fold. We're heads up. The flop comes ace 9, 4, 2 hearts. He bets 1,100 again. Pretty cut and dry call. Let's see what the turn brings. The turn is an 8. He thinks about 5 seconds and says he's all in for 12,400. My gut just says he has ace king here and he's scared of getting sucked out on or something. But I got a hand that's slightly worse than ace king. You could have 9s maybe and put us on an ace that isn't going to fold. Eventually, I realize I'll have about 1,000 chips behind if I call and I'm wrong. Over 5,000 people in this field. We got to gamble. I put in the call. Our hand's under-repped. He shows pocket queens. He's got 1 out. And the river is an ace. We double up, and he's eliminated. Back to starting stack, 30,000.
Didn't want to race with you.
With blinds at 300, 500, 500, the very last hand before break starts. Half the table's already left. It's folded to me in middle position. I look down at pocket sixes. We got to raise this one up to 1,200. Action folds to the button, who sizes me up with his 28K stack. And 3 bets, 3,600. Could fold, or we could set mine, you know. Got to gamble. Hopefully hit a set, double up. So I do put in the call. Let's play a flop. The flop comes 10, 6, 3, 2 hearts. I check, and he bets 3,500. Could call, but I think putting some check raise bluffs in our range is good here, especially when I can do one for about 1/3 of his stack, give him the illusion of fold equity, and of course, stack him if he has an overpair, flush draw, stuff like that. So I make it 8,500, and in about 3 seconds, he says he's all in. If you got top set, bro, good for you. I call, and he shows nothing. He goes to muck when I call, which is a good sign. I always appreciate a muck, but the dealer makes him show, and he shows queen 9 offsuit, no heart. So he does have runner straight draw. The turner's a queen. Happy to see him get top pair because that means he's drawing dead. We double up to 60,000. Right before break, we're feeling good. With blinds at 300, 600, under the gun makes it 1400. I'm in middle position with pocket fives, put in the call, 2 more calls behind. We're 4 ways to a flop. The flop comes 4 deuce, deuce. Pretty damn good flop for fives. Unfortunately, the under the gun does c-bet into 3 people, pretty strong. Could have ace king, ace queen, you know, just repping something. I put in the call and the other 2 guys fold. The turn is a 6. We now have a straight draw and 2 pair. He's got 12,000 behind. He shoves all in for 12,000. He's repping an overpair. I got a pair, I got a straight draw. Probably not a good call, but I came here to win. No one's perfect. I still got outs. I put in the call and he shows pocket tens. And the river is a king. We double him up. Unlucky. Much like playing online where you get a history of your opponents, recently I've started taking notes on every seat and important hands that might give away something of how they play in the future. With blinds at 300, 600, 600, under the gun +1, hoodie, sunglasses, beard guy makes it 1600. 2 to his left, puts in the call, folds to me in the big blind, and I have 2 black jacks. Good call, or we could put in the squeeze play. Let's make it 7,500 to go. Original opener had about 30,000, so I'm going to call his jam, and I don't think the flatter's very strong. To my surprise, they both call. You know, there's 3 ways to play jacks, and this is probably not one of them. Let's hope for a low flop. The flop comes deuce, deuce, 3, rainbow.
Nice.
If they were trapping, they're going to get all my chips. I bet 9,000. Original razor folds, and 65-year-old man who I battled with before puts in the call. Scary. Hopefully I'm putting him on a hand like 5s through 10s, and we can just get stacks in on the turn. The turn brings a 4. Ace-5 suited is the nuts. Hopefully he doesn't have that. We have less than a pot size bet remaining, so let's go for it. 30,000, we have him covered. He goes deep into the tank and eventually folds. And we take it down. A nice pot, no showdown. Feels good, man.
Oh, perfect, man. Thank you. All right, enjoy dinner. Oh, this is Razor Hazelnut.
Oh, Razor Hazelnut. I thought you said raise it to 1,600 like poker. I thought you were jabbing on it.
I'm trying to get a gun for.
Yeah, it never works out.
Never works out.
It makes, they always beat you.
They always stuck out, stack you for somehow, some way.
Got a career in it.
With blinds at 600, 1,200, action folds to the 30 to 50-year-old Asian in the small blind again. He makes it 3,600 to go. I'm in the big blind with ace-king offsuit. What a beautiful hand. Definitely going to put in the 3-bet. He has about 50,000. I make it 12,000 to go. He thinks for a long time and eventually settles on all in. We snap call. He shows king 6 offsuit. We got him crushed. Let's hold for over 100,000 chip pot. Here's the video. Spade. Big game.
Cover. 3-2.
dealers in the 600 deep stack.
Hey,
Here at the World Series of Poker with
Ray Romano.
Ray Romano.
Yeah,
That's
no,
the other
it's Brad.
guy. It's the other
Brad.
guy. Pleasure to play.
Ray's too big for this stuff.
You're the man.
How are you?
Comedy,
How
poker.
you doing?
Good. Crushing. You?
Good. Not crushing.
You in the 600?
What?
600.
Yeah.
How's your stack?
Short. Like
Sorry.
my.
Wait.
You know what I mean.
This is gonna be on YouTube.
I stopped.
Gotta keep it PG.
Okay, man.
All right.
Good luck, though.
Nice meeting you.
You too, bro.
With blinds at 1500, 3000, 3000, action folds to me on the button. I have ace jack of clubs. Beautiful hand to min raise and make it 6,000. Cuban male, age 30 to 40, maybe El Salvadorian, makes it all in 65,000 chips. Asian male folds in the big blind and is back to us. We have about 165,000 in our stack. We have one of the best hands we're going to be min raising the button with. He should be shoving pretty wide here with 22 blinds. We put in the call. He shows ace queen offsuit. Let's hit a jack one time. The window card is a jack, followed by a deuce and a queen. The turn is a queen, and the river is a jack, and the table oohs and ahs like it really matters. And we double them up. We now have 100,000. With blinds at 1,500, 3,000, I'm in middle position with king jack offsuit. Open it up to 6,000. Cuban male flats next to act, and the big blind, a recreational, comes along. The flop comes jack, 7, 6, 2 clubs. Good flop for me. Big blind leads out 9K with 35K total. We definitely think we're ahead of the big blind's range. We're going to put in a raise to isolate him. I make it 25,000. Cuban male makes it 65,000. Big blind's all in for 35,000. Cuban male has us covered. We have 65,000 behind. Can we fold king jack on this board? That is a lot of action. I eventually find the fold. Big blind has 4-5 offsuit, and the Cuban has pocket sevens. I figured the worst hand he'd have here is like ace jack, probably not queen jack, so he could have a flush draw, but I made the right play. I would not have won, and we're still alive.
I think it was Magic Johnson who screwed it up more than anybody, so in my opinion.
All yours, my man. It's almost midnight. They decided to extend the tournament another 2 levels because there's too many people for day 2. So we're going to be here till past 1 o'clock. Let's bag and tag. With blinds at 2,500, 5K, 5K, we have 75,000 chips, waiting for a good open shove or reshove spot. Of course, we're 10-handed in this hellhole. Action folds to middle position, who opens to 10,000. I'm next to act with ace king offsuit. I can't be more excited. I shove in all my chips. A former watch dealer from England or Australia or some shit rejams from the small blind, 140K. Original raiser goes deep into the tank. I don't think I want to call. I'll take his dead money. Let's flip against this guy's jacks or whatever. He eventually calls, and we got what we call a 3-way. You know I love a 3-way. Wow. Until they turn over pocket 10s and ace king suited, and here's the video.
They both got the same hand, yeah. I'll be stiff if I don't win. They're drawn
Sweet. And we are out of the $600 monster double stack. This past midnight, I've been playing for over 12 hours. $0 returned, $600 lost, and a little bit of my soul has been crushed. And I'll be back tomorrow at around 10 a.m. for the, 400? Colossus. How many bullets will I fire in the Colossus? Stay tuned. You won't believe what happens next.